remember the Prime Minister actually began this new year with a very dedicated tour of the south of the country. Now, this did include states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and also, interestingly, the Lakshadweep Islands. In fact, he spent the night in Lakshadweep, and then there were certain pictures that did the rounds. It was splashed all over the social media. These are those pictures that I just mentioned about. And after all this, now there have been a lot of emphasis from New Delhi on promoting tourism in the Lakshadweep Islands. And what this did is that it set off a social media war between Maldivian politicians and government officials. Soon after the Prime Minister's post, certain prominent Maldivian ministers have targeted the Prime Minister. A lot of those tweets and remarks now have been pulled down, but there has been a strong backlash that has also come in from New Delhi. And New Delhi has raised concerns of the recent derogatory remarks by the Maldivian Deputy Minister of Youth Empowerment, Mariyam, against the Prime Minister. Sources say that the Indian High Commissioner in Malé now has taken up the matter with the government of Maldives. The development coming as the Maldivian president has in fact distanced themselves from the remarks of its minister. And they've also said, Abhishek, that India is a time-tested partner and such remarks are completely unwelcome. But what does this do, to the very important and significant relationship, Abhishek, between New Delhi and Malé?
Unwelcome, but what does this do, to the very important and significant relationship, Abhishek, between New Delhi and Malé?
Okay, not sure if Abhishek is able to hear us or not, but we'll get him back quickly. But at the moment, we do know that New Delhi has raised this issue right now, and the High Commissioner in Malé actually has taken up this entire matter right now with the government in Maldives. And this is happening after a lot of these remarks, particularly from those a part of the government there in Maldives, went viral. A lot of those remarks and tweets now have been put down. But remember, there was a Maldivian minister who insulted the Prime Minister for promoting Lakshadweep Islands. These are those pictures that are playing out on your screens. The Prime Minister spending a lot of time in Lakshadweep. He did a lot of focus on development projects, and then he put out those pictures, and the emphasis was to ensure that tourism is also promoted back home here in the country. But we've seen some very unwanted reactions, Abhishek, coming in from Malé post the Prime Minister's post. Now, what has happened so far between New Delhi and Malé, and where does the relationship stand, Abhishek?
Well, Deepthi, you see, first up, the fact that India's High Commissioner in Malé has taken it up with the Maldivian government, the manner in which two new deputy ministers in the government have spoken about tourism, and the fact that almost 80% of Maldivian tourism industry thrives on Indian tourists, particularly from Bollywood. And the fact that even in their infrastructure development, there is a lot of back-end support that comes from India. It's the new government of President Muizu, which has taken over last month, is over backwards and going to extremes to offend India so that they can please their Chinese masters. It's preposterous for Maldives to think that China would ever be a first responder, like it happened in the case of water crisis about 4 years back, when India sent its warships loaded with drinking water just to make sure that the Maldivian water supply that had failed was taken care of, and the citizens did not have to starve of plain drinking water, among other things. And then going back to the days of tsunami, the manner in which India came to its aid, and the fact that in the Arabian Sea, India remains a net security provider. It's just that it's part of local Maldivian political dynamics that the President Muizu government is taking a position just to make a point sometimes. And unfortunately, what's happening is that they are spiting their nose just so that they can hurt their own local political adversaries. Having said that, so far as India is concerned, I think the pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Lakshadweep Islands going viral has sort of raised tempers, because subsequently we have seen, led by celebrities, including the likes of Akshay Kumar and Sachin Tendulkar, there has been a momentum gaining for having a relook at Indian tourist support to the Maldivian tourism industry. And so it seems that because they are so driven by their please China policy, the two deputy ministers made the mistake of offending Indian sensibilities. We have seen mass cancellations happening by Indian tourists to Maldives of their vacation plans. And I think there was a strong messaging in those pictures of Prime Minister Modi snorkeling in Lakshadweep and spending a night and then having a look at those beaches. And that signaling perhaps has had some impact, an immediate impact. And of course, over the next couple of years, you would see a lot of tourism infrastructure coming up in Lakshadweep, and subsequently tourist flow getting diverted from Maldives to Lakshadweep. So I think there is a lot of churn happening, and all of it because the Modi government seems to be hell-bent, as I said, on spiting their nose just to offend their own local political adversaries, and in so doing offending or going to offend a very reliable, secure, safe relationship with India. And I think this time maybe they might have bitten more than they can chew. And going forward, it might be a silent period insofar as India-Maldives relationship is concerned. But having said that, as of now, I think the government or the Ministry of External Affairs has raised this issue through our High Commissioner in Male with the Maldivian government as to whether some decorum and decency would be maintained even if they have to take a political position.